Yes, I've heard that often. Honestly think that improves your singing? It seems so. Probably strong lungs.
Shirley, your next door neighbors hear you wailing all night but don't complain. Shirley Jones, 91, still exudes the Hollywood legend charm that made her famous. Her recent interview showed that age hasn't dulled her wit or boldness.
The Music Man star in Oklahoma was expected to bring back memories.
They got something much more surprising.
With a mischievous smile, revealed a shocking truth.
Fame, family, and her long career weren't factors.
It was personal, unexpected, and hilariously honest. Even the interviewer laughed in disbelief when she said it. Early life, work.
Shirley Jones was born in Charleroi, Pennsylvania, to loving Methodist parents Marjorie and Paul Jones on March 31, 1934.
Her father owned Jones Brewing, and her family is Welsh.
Being named after Shirley Temple, a famous child star, felt like destiny, as if it promised stardom.
Shirley's childhood was full of music.
She sang in the church choir at 6 and took voice lessons from Ralph Lawando. Her passion for performing continued in school after her family moved to Smithton,
participating in South Huntington High School plays.
Her natural beauty and confidence helped her win Miss Pittsburgh in 1952, starting something special.
Nearly by accident, she found success.
She auditioned for Rodgers and Hammerstein musicals at an open casting call despite never hearing of them. However, casting director John Fernley was so impressed by her singing that he ran to get Richard Rodgers. She was special to Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein, who signed her to a personal contract for the first time. Soon after, Shirley had small roles in South Pacific and Me and Juliet, and critics gushed over her talent and charm.
As Oklahoma's lead in 1955, her life changed forever.
The film made her famous immediately. She played major roles in Carousel, 1956, April Love, 1957, and The Music Man, 1962, establishing her wholesome, girl-next-door image. Shirley was more than sweetness and smiles. Her dramatic performance in Elmer Gantry earned her an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress in 1960. In 1970, she made another big move to television. After rejecting Carol Brady on The Brady Bunch, she played Shirley Partridge in The Partridge Family. It was a global hit, airing in over 70 countries. Shirley's stepson David Cassidy played her son, and the pair became a pop culture favorite. Shirley became one of the few women to win an Oscar and have a #1 hit with I Think I Love You. Shirley worked steadily, performing on stage and guesting on The Drew Carey Show, Raising Hope, and General Hospital. She kept playing and sharing her love of music. She charmed audiences in her later years with her timeless grace and warmth, which made her America's sweetheart decades earlier.
Elmer Gantry backlash.
Shirley Jones played Lulu Baines in Elmer Gantry, 1960, a woman with a troubled past and complex morality, surprising many. Shirley was famous for playing sweet, innocent young singing heroines before that. For many, seeing her play a fallen woman was shocking.
Shirley has said in interviews that fans wrote terrible letters after Elmer Gantry.
She recalls that some thought she had betrayed her image.
How could someone so pure on screen play such a scandalous role?
She was warned that playing such a role could ruin her career. Shirley Jones said on TCM's The Evening Class that Baptist churches were upset about the film's content.
She said some cities banned Elmer Gantry.
She said fans were shocked that the musical singer played a prostitute who seduced, manipulated, and exposed the preacher. But she defended her choice. She loved the script, direction, and thought the film could change her career.
Shirley also said doing Elmer Gantry was risky but paid off.
She said her career might have ended sooner without Elmer Gantry. The role allowed her to show she was more than the sweet musical girl next door. She tackled complexity, challenge, and moral ambiguity.
The tension is obvious.
Fans expected Shirley Jones, a musical soprano with a clean image, but she wanted to grow and stretch her acting. To try scary or uncomfortable parts. Many changed their views of her after that decision. Though she lost some fans, she gained respect. The Joan Collins libel threat came from critics who admired her willingness to experiment. A spicy story about meeting Joan Collins in Shirley Jones' 2013 memoir caused a stir. Then married Anthony Newley at a dinner with Shirley's husband Jack Cassidy.
Jones claims Anthony Newley suggested they get naked and watch pornography at dinner. He was allegedly making a swinging offer. Joan Collins was unhappy with the book's release. She called the story nonsense and said she never participated.
Collins wrote Shirley and the publisher a cease and desist letter, according to TMZ, demanding that the memoir be pulled from stores and the passage removed. Shirley Jones claimed the passage was true.
She defended it. TMZ reported Shirley's defiance after Collins' legal threats.
Meanwhile, Simon & Schuster agreed. In future printings and digital versions, Joan Collins' name would be removed from the controversial story.
The case illustrates how a memoir anecdote can cause legal trouble.
Jones wanted to remember, confess, and be honest.
Collins denies making the claim, which damaged her reputation.
The result was real whether Jones' account was accurate.
Memoir revisions, legal threat, and public attention. Revelations in memoir.
Shirley Jones' 2013 memoir shocked many.
People thought she was sweet, musical, and a good mom for decades. Mrs. Partridge. However, she revealed unexpected stories in the book.
She credits Jack Cassidy with teaching her everything, not just acting or singing, when she married him as a virgin. She opens up about her sexual and complicated marriage to Jack. She calls Jack her first lover, sexual Svengali, and says he told her about all his affairs with women and men.
She's honest about their sex life's unconventionality.
One time, she wrote about a threesome with another woman. She describes that experience as unpleasant but shares it.
Cassidy's premarital relationship with Cole Porter is also covered. Many found that surprising.
She says she knew about it and didn't get surprised.
Shirley calls things by their names: deception, jealousy, sex, desires. She admits her life was messy.
She says her sexuality didn't end with age. Even with Marty Ingalls, she felt confident in her body. She even wrote, "He loves it when I take off all my clothes in front of him." She wanted to show that passion, desire, healthy eating, daily exercise, and no plastic surgery don't die with age.
Some critics and fans applaud Shirley's candor. Sharing things many would hide is brave, they said. Infidelity, sexual experimentation, marital emotional issues.
Others thought she overstepped. Maybe some parts were sensational and sold better because they shocked. Shirley seemed to think now was the right time to tell everything.
The good, bad, and personal.
She said she wouldn't have written this book at my age.
Someone who had a shaped public image comes through. Chose honesty over secrecy.
Shirley Jones wanted people to see how she made mistakes, loved deeply, struggled, and still loved life behind the songs and roles.
Even with criticism, she said no regrets. A controversial group sex invitation story.
A dramatic story about a late 1960s dinner with Joan Collins and her then-husband Anthony Newley and Shirley Jones, a memoir, made headlines in 2013.
Shirley said she and Jack Cassidy were invited to Joan and Tony's dinner. Shirley claims Tony Newley made a shocking suggestion after everything seemed normal. He reportedly suggested stripping and watching pornography after dinner with all four.
Shirley writes that he was clearly setting up a swinging scenario, which she declined.
Joan Collins was furious when she read that. She insists the story never happened and is false.
She wrote Shirley and Simon & Schuster a cease and desist letter demanding the passage be removed.
After some tension, the publisher partially met Collins' request. Later printings and digital ebooks removed Joan Collins' name from the offending anecdote.
However, books already printed or sold before the change were not returned. At first, Shirley Jones stuck to her story. She said the dinner and proposal happened as she described. After legal pressure and Collins' denial, the publisher agreed to remove Collins' name, indicating that keeping it in could cause legal issues. Because Shirley has always presented a wholesome image, the story hit hard.
The Partridge Family's musical star and loving mother. Bold revelations surprised readers.
Some thought Shirley was bravely honest about her life, while others thought it was sensational and unfair to Joan Collins, who denied it. The tale was told by Shirley. The dinner suggestion was rejected.
Joan Collins refused and demanded removal. In response to the controversy, the publisher removed Collins' name from new editions and ebooks, changing the memoir.
The event may not have happened as Shirley described. Discuss Shirley's love interests and her most exciting moments.
Jack Cassidy and Shirley Jones.
Shirley Jones' first major relationship, with actor and singer Jack Cassidy, shaped her life. On August 5, 1956, they married, starting nearly 20 years together. Shirley and Jack had 3 sons, Sean, Patrick, and Ryan Cassidy.
David Cassidy was Jack's son. Stepson of David Shirley from actress Evelyn Ward.
Shirley often called Jack more than a husband. She considered him her lifelong love and a major influence.
They had a hard time together.
Their marriage was passionate and complicated. Jack's mental illness and alcoholism strained their relationship. Their son David revealed years later that Jack's behavior became more erratic toward the end. His bipolar disorder and alcoholism exacerbated relationship issues.
Shirley recounted unsettling events.
For instance, she found Jack naked in a corner reading a book.
He calmly told her he now knew I'm Christ when she told him to prepare for a show. Jack's mental health declined after a 48-hour psychiatric stay in December 1974. Shirley had to face. Their bonds weakened as these issues grew. Shirley and Jack divorced in 1975. Even after their divorce, Shirley never forgot her feelings. She stated in interviews that Jack often wanted to reconcile with her until his death. She cried as she said she wanted him back. After divorce, their story went tragic. Shirley was informed that Jack's penthouse apartment burned on December 11, 1976. He left a lit cigarette on a couch while sleeping, starting the fire. Jack's body was found by firefighters the next morning, likely a fatal accident. Shirley often said Jack was her greatest love even after their marriage ended and his life ended tragically. Their relationship was flawed, human, and full of beautiful and heartbreaking moments.
Marty Ingalls. Shirley Jones was hesitant to remarry after her painful divorce from Jack Cassidy.
Fate surprises us.
On November 13, 1977, she married comedian, actor, and personality Marty Ingalls, her partner for nearly 4 decades. Marty was a unique character. The Brooklyn native was born March 9, 1936, and became an actor, comedian, sketchwriter, and talent agent. His raspy voice, big energy, and dramatic flair set him apart from Shirley's first husband. Their marriage was unconventional. A serious Hollywood musical star and a mischievous comedian may have seemed odd, but their differences made their relationship unique. Shirley said Marty drove her crazy, but she still misses and loves him. Shirley and Marty, an unlikely love story, chronicles their ups and downs, humor, arguments, and tender moments.
They split up over time.
Shirley filed for divorce in 2002 but withdrew. They stayed married until Marty's death. Marty died of a massive stroke on October 21, 2015.
He was 79. Shirley's public response showed her sorrow and love.
He drove me crazy, but I miss and love him every day.
Stories say Marty pursued Shirley before they married.
He reportedly pursued her for years, making bold gestures and surprising appearances. Marty went all out when Shirley was nominated for an Emmy for Hidden Places, buying ads, sending gifts, and promoting her. Some thought it was overboard, but it showed how much he wanted her success. Their marriage reached several milestones. They celebrated their 35th wedding anniversary with a Los Angeles cruise in 2012. Though public life tested their relationship, they stayed together through decades of change, criticism, laughter, and heartbreak. Shirley described Marty as a husband, companion, confidant, and someone who brought spontaneity and joy to her life in many interviews.
Gordon MacRae's love story was honest, deep, and imperfect. Shirley Jones and Gordon MacRae's 1956 carousel led audiences to feel their chemistry.
Despite never dating, Shirley and Gordon's warmth and respect created a bond critics and fans speculated about.
Shirley long liked Gordon's voice.
In interviews, she said she woke up early on Saturdays to listen to his radio show before meeting him. Her attention was drawn to his singing. She called it the most beautiful voice I'd heard.
This admiration fuels many Hollywood rumors. Shirley and Gordon were professional friends by the time Carousel was made. Performing together was lauded. They had good musical timing, emotional depth, and even on-screen intimacy in key scenes. They felt connected, so their scenes had weight beyond the music. When co-stars bring more than technique, magic happens. Still, they were no tabloid couple. Gordon MacRae lived privately. He married Elizabeth Lambert Shraft after divorcing Sheila MacRae in 1967. There is no evidence of him dating Shirley Jones.
People still use their pairing in Carousel in Oklahoma as proof of something more. Gordon and Shirley are rumored to be dating on celebrity dating websites, but this is based on on-screen chemistry.
The way Shirley spoke of Gordon with affection and respect over the years is more meaningful.
Her career highlight was working with him, whom she considered an idol. She also revealed that Gordon and his wife became godparents to her son Sean, demonstrating their personal friendship.
Burt Lancaster.
Shirley Jones' 1960 role opposite Burt Lancaster in Elmer Gantry changed her. The film earned her an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress and put her in emotional scenes with one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Shirley later described Lancaster as magnetic, with confidence, presence, and a certain force. He mentored her during Elmer Gantry's production, especially since Richard Brooks initially opposed casting her, she said in interviews. Shirley remembered that Burt helped her meet Brooks and study her character for the role. Their scenes were tense and realistic on set.
Shirley mentioned their filming chemistry.
She joked when her husband asked if she had ever slept with Elmer Gantry when someone asked if there was a special bond. She looked him in the eye and said, "Maybe that's your question."
No proof exists that their relationship became romantic. Shirley has never admitted an affair. The tales are speculation, admiration, and Hollywood myth.
Some fans and writers attribute those rumors to their on-screen intensity and Shirley's kind words. Shirley clearly respected Lancaster. She praised him and said he helped her during Elmer Gantry's production. Due to their mentorship and closeness and the public's fascination with celebrity relationships, rumors have persisted for decades.
Shirley Jones, Frank Sinatra, and others lived in 1950s and 1960s Hollywood glitter. Musicals, pre-productions, big stars, and chemistry that lasts.
Shirley has mentioned how Sinatra was initially cast as Billy Bigelow in Carousel, 1956. She remembered the excitement of costume preparation, rehearsals, and pre-recordings. It was significant, and Sinatra told her it was his dream role.
Sinatra left before filming began.
Shirley recalls his opposition to the setup. There would be 2 camera formats, CinemaScope and CinemaScope 55, so scenes might be repeated. Sinatra reportedly signed up for 1 film, not 2, and couldn't do it due to logistics. He returned to the airport. Hollywood's intense atmosphere and that kind of drama invite fascination. Shirley praised Sinatra. She never stated that they dated or had a romantic relationship, but she clearly admired his talents, presence, and personality. Sinatra has had many public relationships, but nothing credible links him to Shirley Jones. I couldn't find reliable sources confirming mutual romantic feelings beyond admiration. It's tempting to treat their relationship as a Hollywood almost flirtation, almost romance, but the evidence suggests mutual respect, akin to and Shirley's admiration for Sinatra.
Dean Martin.
Shirley Jones worked with Dean Martin. Dean Martin's charisma, easy voice, and comedic talent made him one of Hollywood's most charming leading men in the 1950s and 60s. Shirley, a rising musical and film star, would have met him. Their Hollywood experience and admiration inspire stories. Shirley may have admired Dean's easygoing humor, according to fans. Dean could joke, sing, and make people laugh because of his presence.
It's easy to imagine a playful relationship.
I found no reliable Shirley quote saying she had a crush on him, or that they flirted beyond friendship. Sean Cassidy, Shirley's son, remembered a time when Shirley reconnected with Dean Martin.
Sean told Fox News about Shirley seeing Dean Martin alone in a bar on Father's Day.
Martin stood up, hugged her, and was warm when she introduced herself.
However, the context suggests only respect and friendship.
After seeing the chemistry between many stars, harmless fun or a light flirtation seems more like Hollywood stories than something Shirley confirmed.
Shirley Jones co-starred with Henry Fonda and Jimmy Stewart in The Cheyenne Social Club, 1970. She has said she loved working with them in interviews.
In one interview, she called Henry Fonda hysterical in The Cheyenne Social Club. I enjoyed watching Fonda and Stewart work together, especially when they improvised. Shirley said she wanted young actors or students to watch Fonda and Stewart work because their ease and friendship brought their scenes to life. Their timing and comfort together impressed her more than their acting skills. The Cheyenne Social Club wasn't a musical, unlike many of her previous works, but she enjoyed working with people she respected. She says working with Fonda and Stewart was like taking an acting masterclass. Shirley loved the Cheyenne Social Club and thought Henry Fonda was funny. She also praised Jimmy Stewart. She called him a great, honest actor she loved working with and got along with. Shirley Jones' love life shows that she was bold, curious, and open to all forms of love.
She didn't follow Hollywood rules.
She followed her emotions, whether it meant falling, hurting, or learning. Shirley was open and relatable in all her relationships, not just a glamorous star. She loved deeply, shared her experiences, and never pretended to be perfect.
Even in old age, she spoke fondly of her memories, demonstrating her character.
She believed every connection, no matter how brief or complicated, added meaning to her journey. Ultimately, her love life reflected her, passionate, unpredictable, and genuine. If you like this deep dive into her fascinating world, like, subscribe for more Hollywood stories, and turn on the bell to never miss an upload.
Thanks for watching, and until next time, celebrate Hollywood's golden days.